I look at my daughter now, and that's where she's stuck. It's like, it's,
Mm.
I'm 22. It's supposed to be happening right now. There are 15-year-olds doing better than I am right now. And I'm like, girl, there's a lesson. There's why you cannot move forward right now is because the universe or God or however you want to look at it says you're not ready. And there's a lesson here that you're supposed to be learning. And once you accomplish that lesson, the next door will open up, but it is not going to happen on your time. It's going to happen on, its time. There's the faith right there that, gosh, I want it right now. This is supposed to be happening, and why you want it to happen. And maybe I'm, this is not supposed to be, maybe I'm failing. It's like, no, it is. You've got to keep pushing, but you've got to wait for whatever it is that is coming to you in order for you to be better at what you need to be. And I think that's where most people, maybe in our group that's watching, but that may be where most people are right now, is in that place where, they're just need it to happen right now, but it's just not there yet. And what do I do until then? There's a lesson. You've got to learn that lesson first, and then you can move on.
Absolutely.
And when you know too. I really think if you're questioning, if you're unsure, it's because that's not it. When you know, it'll hit you right in the face.
That's true.
That you'll feel like you have no other choice but to go that route.
Yeah, and going back to Dr. Pinkston's comment, I think a lot of people in the younger generations look at what other people are doing, and they kind of use that as a measurement, when really a lot of people aren't being honest about how they got there or what they had to sacrifice to get there. Everybody's journey is going to look different. So I know it's hard. Just try not to compare yourself to everyone else. Because you don't know what their journey is. If they have even arrived, let's be honest, people put things out there on social media, and they're still hustling, grinding like we are,
That's true. I'll give you an example. Again, going back to my daughter, she was watching this young lady, and her followers were growing just exponentially as you could see it. As she'd refresh the page, there's another 2,000 people and whatnot. I told her, I said, you know what? She purchased that. There's no way she's growing like that in 6 hours to get 17,000 people following her. She purchased that. No, Mom, look, I'm like, girl, quit comparing yourself to others and what is happening. That really threw her for a loop. And I'm like, it's not your time. You're coming by it honestly. And this young lady is not. And she's making you feel bad. She's not trying to do that, dear. It's nothing about you. Your journey is yours. And you need to develop it and do it honestly, so that when you do arrive there, you can say you did it honestly. And so the comparison, especially social media, makes it very, very difficult for our young ones.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's only getting worse. I even thought about, so I got in a car accident like in November, and my rental car, I drive a Honda. My rental car, though, they gave me an Audi. And I was like, ooh, look at me driving an Audi. I felt so bougie. I was like, I love this. And, some people would take that as an opportunity. Like, I'm going to take all these pictures and make people think this is my new car and, do all. So, yes, social media is most of the time, I don't want to give a percentage, but I'm going to say at least 50%, not what it looks like. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? You see someone post a picture with a fancy house. You don't know if that's their house. They could just be looking at houses. It's free to go look at houses. That doesn't mean that they're like this multi-millionaire and all these things. Even when it comes to like, and this is kind of more of a personal take on it, but even when it comes to like people getting married and people, especially in my age, because I'm at the age where like most of my friends are like, or people that I went to high school with are like married and have babies. And I'm like not there yet at all. And so sometimes I get down on myself, like, should I be on that path? Is that something that I should pursue right now? And so, social media is it's very hard to be so, because it's so consistent in our daily lives, right? And it's so hard to separate yourself and realize that is not what their true life is. And so I can't expect myself to be on that same level, especially with the influencers and stuff like that.
Social media is very diligent at complicating your life.
Oh, for sure.
Insanely.